Deputy Governor-elect attempted suicide after Supreme Court's verdict. Silva, he was on the program yesterday, and he said this much. And so, what does this say to you?
Well, it is natural for me. If you looked at the situation that prevailed before that, these people were already practicing. We already been going through inductions on how to govern with all the paraphernalia of governor and deputy. You know how huge it is for somebody to be a governor in Nigeria. And suddenly, that disappears. He is a human being. And I believe that every human being who has blood flowing in his vein ought to react in a certain way. Well, what remains is that we should not allow this to happen.
Allow what?
The suicide to happen. So there must be a proactive measure to ensure that he is debriefed, to ensure that you continue to tend him like the shoot of a plant, so that it doesn't wither. Something must be done. It's either psychologists or whoever that is an expert in this type of thing, to ensure that it comes back to his normal self.
You know, we'll have another case probably today.
Exactly.
From yesterday, moved to today. Who knows what will eventually happen. So, last time you heard, you alluded to that kind of matter that was going to be. What do you see happening this time?
Well, all I can say in this matter, in today's matter, is that the justices, their lordships, the justices of the Supreme Court, must do justice according to law, not according to the pressure from Wadata House. That's the PDP headquarters. Not according to the prescriptions or the pressure of Aso Rock Villa. They must do justice according to law. And justice, they say, must not be done, but must be seen to have been done. If they go through that template to provide justice, I think everybody will be satisfied.
That's not telegraph, guys.
Yeah, but when you say pressure from both sides, do you think there's active pressure, I mean, direct pressure on the court?
Well, if you ask me, Nigeria being what it is, I'm sure there must be such pressure.
Okay, you sound very sure. Well, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. Coronavirus. This is the lead story. 58 under watch in Lagos, Ogun. Italian, 70% stable. So there's just 30% to go. But, you know, 70% is a pass mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what we have on the front page of the Vanguard this morning. Does this give you peace of mind, seeing that he's 70% stable and the government seems to be doing all they can to curtail this?
Well, as I said earlier, I am satisfied with the measures that have been taken, the proactive measures that have been taken. But, you know, this thing surprises me how it spreads. I don't understand, even against all the preparations, against everything people do. Even in developed countries, you still see seeping through the society somehow. That is where that is what bothers me.
I think that's why they call it the novel coronavirus. But take a look at this one. Ex-INEC chair, Iwo claims cure for COVID-19. Yeah, it says, well, there's a cure. In fact, it said the US had gotten in touch with him. Is this something we should pursue?
Well, I think we can't throw it away. We must look at all angles, must look at all claims and verify them. You see, you can't throw it. He's an expert in this type of thing.
In fact, it says that they got it as far back as, I think, 2015, even before this came to life. Quite interesting. We'll see how the government handles that. More stories. Petrol subsidy cost drops 22.5% as FG spends 43 billion naira in January. So, okay. Well, that's that one. What do you think that will do to the cost of petrol, though?
Well, I can't not say now what I didn't quite get what you.
Oh, he said petrol subsidy cost drops 22.5%
Because
as FG spends 43 billion naira in January. So basically, I think the landing cost has reduced.
Why? Of course, but you know, whatever goes up in Nigeria, whatever goes up in price,
It doesn't follow the rule of
doesn't
gravity.
come down, it doesn't come down. You know, so, what I believe will happen is that money that they would have saved from there, maybe they put it somewhere or put it in their private pocket. I don't know what they will do.
Okay, well, some other stories. No negotiations with terrorists, bandits, says El Rufai. That's over the fresh Kaduna killings. Quite sad one. And minimum wage, industrial unrest looms in varsities. You know, another week, another threat of strike. But that's a Vanguard this morning.
Okay, well, let's just hope that we won't that one won't go beyond just conversations or threats. This day newspaper leads with, again, coronavirus. Nigeria places Italy, Iran, South Korea, Japan on watch list. Oh, we can't say more about that than already has been said. Buhari offers solace as bandits kill 51 in Kaduna. I don't know how cheering you think that is.
The only cheering news there is what I heard El-Rufai say. I don't know whether he means it when he apologized to the people of Kaduna, to the victims. And of course, generally, you can put that to the people of Kaduna. When he apologized and took responsibility, I think that is the way to go. Whatever the ancillary thing there is whether he actually means it and whether he's going to take those steps he said he was going to take to eradicate and to kill that situation completely. But then, if we had to look at it, I'm sure you must have listened to the comments of His Majesty, the Emir of Kano. You know, he gave a very good prescription on how these things will end. I think that is the way to go. We must educate our people. We must educate the Northerners and not, let them live by privileges. No. Let them live like other Nigerians, struggle like other Nigerians, so that when you educate a child, it is very difficult to recruit him into this type of... The recruitment process of these bandits is what must be attacked. Okay. If you do not attack it, you are wasting your time.
That's this the newspaper. Okay, take a look at Nigerian Tribune this morning. It's coronavirus, that's the theme, of course. It's difficult to track 156 passengers who flew in with Italian man FG. So that briefing, journalists, they take different aspects of that particular briefing. So this is Tribune's version of that. And look at the riders, a host of them. Warns schools against enforcing wearing of masks. Ogun launches mobile app for health officers. Ekiti begins screening of passengers coming into state. 2 more foreign nationals test negative in Lagos. Red Cross mobilizes 100 volunteers. Well, you already said we're doing a good thing. So, but not making it, the difficulty in tracking these passengers, so as a result of how it came on, but we knew about it. Are you optimistic that eventually, who knows, yes, as much as we're doing our best, but what about the difficulty in tackling these people? How do we deal with that?
Well, you see, in Nigeria, again, Nigeria is a place where you cannot track people. Many people don't have addresses. So what do you do?
But these people came via aircraft. In fact, one of the information about this is that the phone numbers they gave were inaccessible, and that some of them were coming to Nigeria for the first time. So that probably makes it a little... And some of them left the country.
Well, the only thing, the fallout from that, we must guard against it. That's the only thing we can do for now.
And how do we
since it has happened, the only thing we can now be watchful to deal with the fallout. Because apart from that, there is nothing else you can do. You cannot catch a...
And then, just above that lead story, street begging banned forever in Kano. Ganduje, that's the governor now. So, is this something you... What about enforceability of this?
That is a good one. But first of all, make the pronouncement. First of all, the pronouncement is the beginning, the starting point. Then the enforcement will come later. And I believe if he had made that pronouncement, and if he truly means it, because that is another thing. If it's not a political statement or a statement to be politically correct.
No, but if it's a political statement and it says it's banned forever, if it's not working, everybody will see
Good. So the most important thing is for him to make that pronouncement to recognize the danger of street begging and the emergency system. He recognizes it. If he does that first, then from there everything flows. And remember, the government of Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan, tried to do something like this. But it was mad. It was completely blighted by politics. And that didn't succeed.
So you think
if
other
by
states...
now they are recognizing that and they are realizing that and they are now moving in that direction, I think it's a very good step.
Oh, all right. Well, if you take a look at the front page of Daily Trust briefly, coronavirus also. FG searching for passengers on aircraft with Italian patients. You know, different angles, you know, to this story. Phone numbers of co-travelers unreachable. You mentioned that earlier. Contact list now over 100. That's coming from Lagos State government. EU others find cure, in parentheses there. Importers count losses. You know, there's the economic angle to this, and that's why a lot of people are also concerned. And I mean, we know how important China is, not just to Nigeria, to the African continent. And people are saying
restaurants in Lagos.
You know, and then the different projects, the loans and all that. And people are really worried that how will these countries recover from this sort of...
There's no way you cannot be worried. You see, but these things are not, they are not man-made. This is nobody made coronavirus. It's something, okay, unless you believe...
Even though there's a
unless you believe that, but even at that, I don't think the whole world gathered and said, let us make a coronavirus. So, since it has come that way, we must find the only thing we can do...
Is it the same way they say people gathered and gave concession? We the people. Also we the people. Well, thank you, my God. This is what
Thank you.
Well, we're back in a moment. Stay with us.